On a whim, Marty and I decide to take a road trip to Florida with the dogs in tow. I'm thinking, what could possibly go wrong? Traveling from Northeastern Wisconsin to Central Florida with 2 dogs in a Prius should be a blast, right? With no clue about what we were getting ourselves into, I booked us 8 nights at an Airbnb down in Florida, and off we went. I should have known better. This is our story of how our Florida road trip ended up going to the dogs and why we won't be doing this anytime soon.
Turn left onto East Blue Lit Road.
12 hours and 500 some miles later, here we are.
Angry as hell.
Courtesy of the Red Roof Inn. What are the chances that we're going to see bed bugs tonight?
I don't think so.
So don't take this like I'm dissing on the Red Roof Inn. It's just I'm a little freaky deaky when it comes to the whole idea of possibly getting bed bugs, which is why we've traveled mainly with an RV. Fleas?
Just the dogs have them
Degenerates?
all around.
I think I'm looking at one right now. In any case, these are our digs for the night as we continue our journey southward. If my eyes look like 2 pee holes in a snowbank, yeah, it's because I got about this much sleep. I suspect our neighbors are smokers, and I thought this place was a non-smoking joint, but that's what you get for staying in budget motels when road tripping with dogs. Happy to leave the smoky vestiges of our $90 room behind, we welcome the change in scenery to the sunny blue skies of Tennessee's Cumberland Plateau. And while Marty admittedly still had trouble accepting prices at the pump,
Pretty bad when it's $35 to fill up a Prius.
I saw things differently. Or why we're glad we have the Prius. But not all gas station stops were dreaded. Some were cause for celebration. You know what that means? Bucky beaver nuggets! Yay! Mabel wants to know if there's any beaver nuggets in her future.
The car's coming to you.
Never thought I'd be so happy to see that little brown beaver, but I am. Got my beaver nuggets! Yay! I got 2 bags because last time we went through them so fast. And I'm having me one of these. Looks pretty good. I love key lime pie. That's one of my favorite pies. I spared you the gory details of the Madhouse Zoo that's in there because we've already filmed at a Buc-ee's, our first time visiting a Buc-ee's. We are at Buc-ee's for our first time Buc-ee's visit ever. And that was down in Texas, so I figured, you've seen one Buc-ee's, you've seen them all. But this one, I have to admit, was 10 times the size of the one in Texas, or at least it felt that way. And so the Atlanta traffic begins. Only 35 miles north of the city, but who's counting? If you've ever driven through Atlanta on the interstate, you know what I'm talking about. Fortunately, this time around, we managed to drive right on through to our next stop. After driving what felt like hours, well, it was hours, it just felt like way too many hours, we decided to lay up for the night at another Red Roof Inn. Which, after being cooped up in the car, just feels really nice to be sitting outside rather than in a car or in the room. The only downside is that the pool's closed, but as I told Marty, having the pool closed only means that we won't be listening to screaming kids. Not that I have anything against screaming kids, it's just after 2 days of sitting in the car and fried nerves, If I thought I had fried nerves now, just wait for the drive home. I'm thinking a little peace and quiet would be in order. Well, Marty's raging about some bad driving by somebody else, not him.
Yeah.
I'm all excited because we're heading to Buc-ee's.
I can't say anything because this is a family-friendly channel.
You say plenty and I have to bleep it out.
No, you'd have the bleep held down for about a minute.
True. Speaking of true.
There it is. What'd you spend money on this time?
I got myself a mug and coffee decaf, cheaper than Starbucks.
Okay.
It didn't take long, and that Buc-ee's coffee soon proved itself to be just as good as Starbucks, at least when it came to certain matters involving our digestive tracts. Glad we got that out of the way. Now it's only how many miles to the Welcome Center in Florida, Marty?
48.
Yay, 48 miles and I can get my free OJ.
What?
A man of few words. You can tell we're getting closer to Florida just by the changes in the landscape. You can see that the clouds have a bigger, puffier appearance, like huge cotton balls. And then on the trees, you start seeing vines climbing up the trunks. And of course, the old Spanish moss that hangs from the trees. Okay, this better be the legit Welcome Center or not some... It's my favorite part of going to Florida is the free OJ at the Welcome Center. Cheers to making it to Florida! Yay! Good stuff.
Are you excited that we made it to Florida? Huh? You happy? Are you a happy dog? Happy, happy, happy.
Look, palm trees. The kids are awake and excited. Are you excited, Marty? Do you want to go to the happiest place on earth?
What are you making there, Sally? Hotel dinner?
That's right. We're having Euros tonight.
Wow.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by Bremer Euro Sandwich Kits.
Just kidding.
Cucumbers, yummy.
Just wait till it's all done. You'll be really happy, Marty.
Oh boy.
And I don't mean it dirty. Get your mind out of the gutter. We ended up spending the night in the Kissimmee, Orlando area. I know. Roll your eyes. And before I go any further, guess where Marty wanted to go to first after we got here. Just take a wild guess as to the very first place we went after we checked in. Anybody guess? I guarantee you won't even guess right. Yeah, it was the flea market. Of all places, he wanted to go to the flea markets here in Kissimmee. Whatever trips your trigger, right? Of course, I'm not going to turn down an opportunity to shop, and I happened to score a really awesome deal on some sheets. $20, can't go wrong with that. Or so I thought. Unbeknownst to me, I had gotten ripped off. Of course, Marty was all like, "You sure you can't get them cheaper back home?" I'm like, "Should've listened to Marty, but don't tell him I said that."
Time to go.
There you go, just like I just got done saying. There he is, the man. Since we had a little bit of time to kill, we drove around the Kissimmee, Orlando area and took in the sights with the dogs from inside the comfort of our air-conditioned car. We're on our way to our next stop, which is an Airbnb, which we'll be staying at for 8 nights. And because we have an hour and a half to kill and I was getting a little hangry, we decided to stop at this little roadside park called Sample Park. It's in the town of Lake Hamilton. And check this out. It's an air plant. You know, those little plants that basically live on air that you find everywhere here in Florida. How cool is that? And the trees are just dripping with Spanish moss, making this the ideal location for a little stop and grab a bite to eat, which I already did. I figured you didn't need to see me mounting down on lunch. I think we should take a little walk over by the water and check that out, see what kind of birds we can see and if there's any gators. Well, I guess that answers that. Won't be doing any swimming today. Not that I was. Oh, look. It's one of those birds I think are really cool that you always see down in Florida. I don't want to scare them. Oh, look at them. Fishing. Looking for bugs. I don't know. What are you doing there, Mr. Bird? Running from me. Oh, and there's that other crane. Oh, this is so cool. After getting the dogs settled into our new digs, we decided to head out for some adult time. And guess where we are again? The things you do for love. What'd you get?
I got a back scratcher. You know you're old when you buy a back scratcher.
Ooh, those clouds look pretty ominous. Wonder if we'll see an old-fashioned Florida hurricane while we're down here, huh, Marty?
Yeah.
Marty's always wanted to be in a hurricane. Me, not so much. We got an hour and 12 minutes until
Flea market mania to buy questionable, sketchy, illegal things.
Yep, he's dragging me to another flea market. I'm telling you, Marty's biggest thing is trying to sniff out a deal 200 miles away. Although, if we're being totally honest, I think I probably have spent more money at the flea market than he has.
Definitely.
So I bought sheets, a new band for my watch.
Hats.
Yeah, 3 hats. What else? I don't know. Probably something else I'm not thinking of, and I think.
For your.
Oh yeah. I bought a little like plastic thing to cover the.
Lens protector.
Yeah, lens protectors for my camera or my phone, and who knows what else I'm just not thinking of. And what'd you buy? One thing? Or two things?
One thing. Well, I bought a back scratcher for $1.
Got his $1 back scratcher and then his questionable item. At least it's questionable in Wisconsin. It's not technically whatever. I'm not saying anymore. Look, Marty, you could have gotten one of these for a back scratcher.
Yeah, old alligator foot? I don't think so.
Don't bite. How about we get out of here and go have a few down at the local watering hole. Probably because somebody was touching it and they weren't supposed to be, Marty.
No touching.
No touching. That one matches your shirt.
Close.
Does anybody know what that says? If you do, leave it in the comments section below.
cold.
Yeah. Enlighten us. We're puzzled. We have no clue what this means.
Nobody likes secrets.
Yeah.
Speaking of secrets, does someone want to clue Marty in to the secret of a happy life? And no, I'm not talking about going to more flea markets.
Take one guess what we're doing today.
Mocha, are you gonna get to go to the doggy beach today? Huh? Are you gonna go to the doggy beach? Huh? Mabel's excited. Look at. Yeah.
If you didn't get that, we're doing the dog beach today. So that was probably like the shortest trip I've ever taken to the beach yet. Marty's just like, Mocha's feeling violated, wet, and sandy. Mabel's just like, what the hell? And me, I don't know, gotta roll with it, I guess. Our dogs just don't like the beach.
And from the looks of these guys, I don't think we'll be doing this again anytime soon.
You hot, Mabel? Are you hot? No, Mocha, you gotta stay. Come on, back inside. Trying to be sneaky. Guess I can't get away with nothing around here. Wow, it is so beautiful out here. I could stay out here forever. I think you can tell who's from Wisconsin and who's not. Marty's got like no tan. Don't tell him I was picking on him though. These are all the shells that Marty collected for me. I only found 2. The smallest 2. Fortunately, we left the dogs behind. Sorry guys, that's why we had to leave you home. And it's getting close to that time that we gotta leave. Plus, in my haste to get out in the water, I forgot to put on the old sunscreen. I suspect if I stay out here any longer, I'm gonna turn out red as a lobster. And you saw Marty, how white he is. I suspect no matter how much sunscreen I put on him, he's still gonna turn out like a lobster. Aren't you, Marty?
Yep,
What do you think?
time to go.
Are you sad?
Yep.
Probably not as sad as me. Boo-hoo! I don't want to go. Look who decided to make my suitcase her new bed. Do you think she's trying to tell me something? Somebody's looking a little red. Probably a good thing I didn't stay out there very long.
Well, who's at the door? Is it Samantha? Aw, we're gonna miss you, girl. Yeah, we're gonna miss you.
Oh, you love the belly scratch. Yes, you do. The belly rubs. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, couldn't care less.
You say hi to the YouTubes. To the YouTubes.
That was Marty's girlfriend. At least I was teasing him all week. that she was his girlfriend because she just loved coming around and saying hi, and every time she'd scratch at the door, it'd be like, Marty, your girlfriend's here. I know I didn't share much in here because it was like just doing normal people stuff, cooking, eating, sleeping, watching TV, and sitting outside. Sitting outside a lot, actually. Oh, and cleaning, because with the dogs, there's a lot of hair, and so I spent quite a bit of time sweeping up after them and doing dishes and stuff like that. I figured, who wants to see all that on YouTube when you can just see it in your own house? That's the thinking behind that, not sharing those more human people moments while we're staying here in the Airbnb. There was one thing, though, that we discovered here that totally blew our minds. And how we discovered it was Marty was doing his nightly regimen of pills because he has to take a bunch of stuff for his heart and that whole thing. So anyways, one of his pills fell on the floor, rolled underneath the dresser, and rather than just leave it, he was hunting around on the floor for it and discovered this. Now, if you can read that, I've got it turned so you can't see the person's personal info. But yeah, shocking, I know. Not really, given that maybe have been about a month ago or so, back home we were watching the news and a police officer was on there saying that basically you can, a stone's throw and you're finding drugs everywhere up there. Well, here we're close to Miami, which is where the prescription was written in, and so that shouldn't come as a surprise. It's just surprising to us because we've been so sheltered from it that we don't know anybody personally who, at least not in our inner circle, who struggles with that. So it came as a bit of a surprise to find that underneath the dresser, is all I'm saying. And now I wouldn't be surprised if some troll decides to start a rumor saying Sightseeing Sally is on methadone. But whatever, I really don't care because deep down I know the truth, and anybody that knows me knows the truth as well. And with that, I think I'm going to gather up Mabel and we're going to hit the road.
Time to go.
Ready to hit the road?
Yep.
And with that, our story should have ended here. But like anything in life, I should have known better than to expect our trip home would be smooth sailing.
I want to tell everybody why we're sitting here in Walmart's parking lot. Looking really glum.
Well, because every time I put brand new tires on a car, within the first oil change, I end up with a screw in the tire. And we're sitting in Walmart in Indiana with a screw in the tire 500 miles from home.
Of course, it happened after I started driving. I hadn't driven at all the entire trip. And then at the last rest stop that we were at, Marty asked me to drive. I said, okay, get in behind the wheel. Then I started to get a little sleepy, and because earlier he had stopped at McDonald's and I had said, oh, I'd rather just have a Starbucks later. Well, guess what? Got myself a Starbucks and we had a flat. So it's either my fault because when I drove into the Starbucks parking lot and picked up the screw, or I saved the day because I picked it up on the highway. But either way, it happened because I was driving. Wah, wah, wah. So now, instead of getting home at 10 o'clock tonight, like we thought, I'll be closer to, I don't know, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I wouldn't feel so bad, except we got these guys along, and they're just about ready for
A walk.
Say that again.
A walk.
Guess we know where we're having dinner tonight. What do you want? Should I go in and pick you up something?
Sure.
If you get tired, you could always maybe try out one of Walmart's mattresses in the home,
24 hours, sleep in the bathroom.
or that. If you couldn't hear what he said, he's like, well, Walmart's open 24 hours. We could always sleep in their bathroom. Well, now that we got that drama taken care of, Google Maps is telling us there's like a 40-minute
In a
slowdown.
quarter mile, turn left onto
Which
West Jonathan.
we've already been through
State
one of
Road
them
46
today.
West.
Let's make it 2.
Let's make it 2.
2 for Tuesday.
Yay! Trying to stay positive, folks. Trying to stay positive. On the plus side, I was able to score some snacks at a discount in Walmart. Dinner is served.
Onto Continue on I-65 north for 37 miles.
And a few miles down the road, we're at the rest area. Buckle up, kids. No more stops till after Chicago. Right, Marty?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. We'll see what happens.
The old prostate ain't acting up and I gotta pee. Getting old sucks.
I was gonna say the perils of being an old man. Hopefully we messed around long enough at the rest stop that we won't run into that slowdown.
And that, sightseers, is how this impromptu road trip to Florida ended up going to the dogs. At least our dogs don't require us to stop as much as Marty's prostate does.